He has a tattoo of a hotel room number on his leg, room 701. He said he made the most important decision of his life there and never explained what it was. By the end of this video, we'll get as close to the answer as anyone has ever gotten. Mert Ramazan Demir, the man Turkey fell for as Ferit in Yali Capkini, a show broadcast in over 100 countries, 101 episodes, 3 seasons. A boy from a poor village family who played in the background of magnificent century before anyone knew his name, who read Hamlet at 17 and decided that was it. That was what he wanted to do with his life. But behind the career, the Produ Award, the Disney Plus deal, the 400,000 lira per episode, there's a story most people only saw pieces of. A secret romance caught on a yacht in the middle of the sea, a friend of an ex who showed up with his fist, journalists catching him at 4:30 in the morning and getting one of the best non-answers in Turkish celebrity history, and room 701 in a hotel in Adana, the decision he made there and why he put it permanently on his body. Today, we're going to get as close to the answer as anyone has ever gotten. Village of Yali, Turkey. A poor family. A large family. The kind of childhood where you learn early that nothing comes without effort and nothing is guaranteed. He grew up playing football and basketball. Seriously enough that for a while he thought sport might be the direction. The physical discipline, the competition, the team, it suited him. But something else was pulling at him. At 17, he came across Shakespeare's Hamlet, not in a classroom setting that made it feel like homework. He encountered it and tried the role on for himself, just to see what it felt like. Something clicked. He later said that Hamlet was the moment that decided everything, that before that play, he had a general desire to perform. After it, he had a specific understanding of what kind of performer he wanted to be. The kind who goes deep, who doesn't skim the surface of a character, but lives inside them until the character starts living inside him. He registered with a casting agency and waited. His first auditions, he remembers almost nothing about the content. What he remembers is the feeling. The nerves so strong that they stayed with him long after the rooms emptied and the decisions were made. The decisions were not immediately in his favor. For a long time, the background, extras work, crowd scenes, the kind of work that most people quit after a few months because it offers almost nothing in return for everything it requires. One of those background appearances was in Magnificent Century. A viewer spotted him. A small detail, a footnote, but proof that he was there, working, waiting, learning the industry from the ground up while his name meant nothing to anyone watching. But it was there, in those anonymous crowd scenes, that he built something more valuable than early fame. Connections, relationships with established Turkish actors and actresses who would remember him when the time came. The time came, but not yet. The connection that changed everything came through the series Öğretmen and the Teacher. 2020, he played Ateş, a character with real weight to it, not background, not a supporting moment that disappears after 2 episodes. A proper role that required him to be fully present for the entire run of the show. And on that set, he met Afra Saraçoğlu. At the time, nobody paid particular attention to that fact. 2 young actors working on the same project, professional, ordinary, the kind of meeting that happens on sets across Turkey every week. But the meeting stayed with both of them. Something about it didn't fully close. That would become relevant later. The Teacher gave him visibility. Directors started knowing his name. Auditions started leading somewhere. The years of background work and waiting had built a foundation, and now something was being built on top of it. 2022, Yali Capkini premiered on Star TV. He played Ferit Korhan, and he described the character himself in terms that made clear he understood exactly what he was working with. An irritable, self-satisfied narcissist. Someone who believes the world arranges itself around his needs. Someone who is, on the surface, deeply unlikable. And yet, something about the way Mert Ramazan Demir played him made audiences feel something more complicated than dislike. The arrogance was visible, but underneath it, pain. Rigidity born from something. A man performing control because losing it terrified him. He said in interviews that Ferit changed him. that when he started playing him, he became him. Offset in his daily behavior, his moods shaped by where Farid was in the episode. He would listen to classical music before scenes to enter the character's state. And the show, from the first episode, was a phenomenon. Yali Capkini ran for 3 seasons, 101 episodes, September 2022 to April 2025. The numbers were extraordinary from the beginning. Top ratings on Star TV on Fridays for months. Broadcast in over 100 countries. One of the most watched Turkish productions of its era globally. And in the middle of all that success, someone said something publicly that stopped people mid-scroll. Nursel Yildiz, a well-known and respected Turkish actress. In an interview, she said directly that she did not consider Mert Ramazan Demir a good actor. That, in her view, his talents had been exaggerated to a degree that she found irritating. The reaction was immediate. His fans went to war on social media. The commentary was fierce, pointing to his awards, his international recognition, his Proju Award for Best Actor, the millions of viewers who had watched him carry a show for 3 seasons. Mert Ramazan Demir said nothing publicly. No response, no defense. He went back to work. That choice, silence over reaction, said something about him that the fans defending him online seemed to understand instinctively. Because while all of that was happening, he was already filming Shahmaran for Netflix, a Turkish legend about a woman who could take the form of a snake. He played Shihan. The series premiered in January 2023 and accumulated 17 million viewing hours within 3 days of release. Then, in 2025, Metruk Adam. And now, Bize Bir Şey Olmaz on Disney+. Aktan, a character he described as living on the edge between passion and addiction, between love and self-sabotage. A character that sounds in some ways familiar. But before any of that, Room 701. And what happened there? He has 2 tattoos that tell you more about him than most interviews do. The first, he had on his body the words, "Be a wonder," Bit of Ander. A reminder he chose to make permanent. Not a quote from anyone else, just a directive to himself. The second, the number 701, on his leg. He talked about it in an interview for Vogue magazine. Said that 701 is the room number of a hotel in Adana, that he was there at some point in his life, and managed to solve a problem that had been weighing on him for a long time. He said, "I asked myself, did I really solve such a difficult question in my life? In such a mysterious place and in such a strange way?" And then, nothing more. No explanation of what the problem was. No context for what brought him to Adana. No details about what the solution looked like. Just Room 701, a decision made. A number put permanently on his body so he would never forget it. Now, here's what we can piece together from everything else we know about him. At 17, he read Hamlet and decided to become an actor. That decision went against the practical reality of his life. A poor family, a village, no industry connections, no clear path. It was the kind of choice that requires you to commit fully or not at all. The timing of the Adana hotel, unknown. But the nature of what he describes, a problem that had been weighing on him for a long time, solved in an unexpected way in an unexpected place, sounds like a decision about direction, about whether to keep going or to stop. He kept going. And Room 701 became the proof that sometimes the most important moments of a life happen in the most ordinary places. A hotel room, a city you weren't planning to be in, a problem you'd been carrying for too long. That's the closest anyone has gotten to the answer. The relationship that made him the most talked about man in Turkish celebrity press didn't start with a headline. It started on a set in 2020. Öğretmen, the teacher, where he and Afra Saraçoğlu first worked together. 2 young actors, a professional meeting. Nothing confirmed, nothing denied, just a connection that apparently stayed with both of them. Then, 2022. Yali Capkini, the same 2 people, now playing husband and wife on screen. 12-hour days together. A love story that audiences felt was real because something about it was. At the same time, Afra's 4-year relationship with actor Mert Ramazan ended right as the show launched. The timing was impossible to ignore. Rumors started immediately. Mert Ramazan was called a homewrecker by the press. A friend of Afra's ex, Kubilay, reportedly confronted him physically, believed his behavior toward Afra had been inappropriate while she was still in a relationship, felt it was his responsibility to say something about it. Mert Ramazan addressed it directly, said there was no fight, but confirmed there had been a confrontation of some kind. Then summer, a yacht, the open sea, paparazzi with long lenses. They were caught kissing, publicly, undeniably. The photos spread within hours. She had denied everything. He had said little. And then the sea told the story anyway. What followed was 2 years of the kind of relationship that exhausts everyone watching it. Together, apart, traveling to Spain together, wearing matching necklaces, arriving at the set together in the early morning, then reported separated, then reconciled, then separated again. Rumors of a secret wedding in Marbella in mid-2024. Never confirmed. Journalists caught him at 4:30 in the morning and asked directly about the relationship and the breakup. He looked at them and said, "Today is not that day. Don't ask me questions tonight. Just don't write anything." That was all he gave them. End of 2025. Reportedly over again. 2026. Rumors of reconciliation. The fandom called Afram stays permanently on alert, watching every follow and unfollow on Instagram as if it contains information. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. What's certain is that the man who put room 701 on his leg, who made a decision in an unexpected place and never explained what it was, has not yet made a public decision about Afra Saraçoğlu either. So let's go back to where we started. Room 701, a hotel in Adana, the most important decision of his life, and a question he has never fully answered. Here's what we know. A boy from a poor village family who played in the background of Magnificent Century while nobody knew his name, who read Hamlet at 17 and decided, this is it, who registered with a casting agency and waited, who worked in crowd scenes for years and built connections instead of a profile, who played a narcissist so completely that the character started bleeding into his daily life, who won a Pradu Award, who said nothing when a famous actress publicly questioned his talent, who got caught kissing someone on a yacht in the middle of the sea and still gave almost nothing away to the press, and who, somewhere in a hotel room in Adana, made a decision that he found significant enough to tattoo on his body permanently. The best guess, based on everything we know, is that room 701 is where he decided to keep going, to not quit, to choose the difficult path over the practical one, to bet on himself when there was no obvious reason to, because that's the through line of his entire story. A boy with no connections, no industry family, no shortcut, who just kept showing up until the industry had no choice but to pay attention. And the question of Afra, whether that story has a final chapter or is still being written. He's keeping that one private too. Maybe room 701 taught him that some decisions don't need to be explained to anyone. They just need to be made. Write in the comments, and what do you think happened in room 701? And if this story surprised you, you're already in the right place for more.